Welcome to the Friday Nights. I'm Jason Sandberg. Fellas, I had a fantastic week. It's often said as Razorfist says, the future is in the past. And in this case, there's a unique twist because this is the latest installment of Jim Starlin's Dreadstar. Hit my mailbox this week, which is so exciting. I loved this series in the 80s. Picked up his relaunch like a year or so ago. I hope he continues to do these. So it's the best of both worlds. It's a great Bronze Age creator with all his talents and skills, but it's new stuff, right? The other thing that I continue to beat the drum about is Steve the Dude Rude is bringing back Nexus. He had a couple of Kickstarters to fund the ash cans for Battle of Thune World. The book is now going to be in your LCS in floppy form, 5 issues. First issue is 50 cents. So if it's not already on your pull list, add it to your pull list. Get the buzz going in your LCS. Talk to your comic book shop owner. Make sure it's on his radar. Probably is. But let's make sure we show a lot of love for Steve the Dude Rude. Mike Barrett is also doing a Nexus book later this year, illustrated by Kelsey Shannon. And then, as usual, I'm working on Jupiter issue 2. Jupiter issue 1 is still in demand on FundMyComic and IndieGoGo. So I'm just very excited. I had a great week. A lot of great stuff going on. Craig, how was your week? Tell me nothing broke.
No, everything's good. I got someone coming in to fix my bathtub here soon. That webcam, Walmart took it back. The one that is not compatible with Windows 11. No question.
Crazy.
Mark's here. I've been on a Mark Poulton reading binge. So I just want to show up stuff I dug out. I got a Viking Wolf ash can. Look at that.
Nice.
My Sea Dog and Codename Kill Switch.
Awesome.
Braga cover. This is what I'm currently reading. I'm volume 2. I'm where Cthulhu and Vlad Blood and Lilith and Mick Mayhem.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm volume 2 on that. I haven't popped 3 yet, so I haven't picked up 4 and 5. I haven't picked up some supplemental. I completely read up. This is what I wanted to talk about tonight. I'm completely read up on US Assassin volume 1 and 2, and then I also got in. I got my reading of my book 3 versus Graveyardshift. So yeah,
awesome.
Been on a good reading binge. So I'm looking forward to talking about that later. So that was my week. How was your week, Chris?
Dude, my week was pretty awesome. I've been doing the grind, going on all these shows, promoting Nano 13 and having a good time doing it. I was just on Telepathic Bonnie's channel, and right before we went live, I received Perfect 10 issue 4 at my doorstep, and it was great. I got to do an unboxing while Dave Brink was in the chat.
Nice.
And there's our sexy girl right there on the back. And I have been going through this beautiful book. Mark,
you gotta get that.
This could be the best writing you've ever done.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. And I'm kind of a horror fanatic, so this is not just right up my alley. It's like it's already in my head.
Thank you.
So, Mark, tell us about your week. You've been promoting US Assassin, right?
Yeah, it's been a busy week. We launched Graveyardshift Volume 5. I've been promoting US Assassin 4, which we recently launched. Fulfilling Writhe in Pain. I'm in the middle of a move as well. I'm at the new house right now. Still getting things set up. I did find time for myself, though. My best friend Sean Aaron and I, we went to see Static X recently in Seven Dust. Wow. Static X, one of my favorite bands. First time to see them live. They have Zero now filling in, paying homage to Wayne Static, and they were fantastic. Like dream projects, that would be like an IP I would love to get. It just lends itself to comics. I think Chaos did a Static X comic at one point, but great visuals. And, I picked up the new LP, Volume 2, Project Regeneration. These are the final songs of Wayne Static. They had Zero come in and help complete them. Can't wait to listen to it. And I got a collection addiction, so you can listen on Spotify, but just having like physical media, I had to have it. Plus, it comes signed with the insert by the band. So
wait, a comic book guy with a collection impulse? Something sus here. Something sus. I don't know.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I saw Static X back before Wayne passed away, and we were like right up front, and he grabbed my buddy's girlfriend and kissed her like tongue and right there. And my buddy was like looking, and then he's just like, "No, that's actually really cool."
That's funny.
Oh man, what are we talking about tonight, Craig?
Actually, yeah, Craig,
chat.
who's in the chat tonight?
Oh yeah, chat. My bad.
Yeah,
Guys.
so first off, I got good stuff here. Good stuff says Sir Mix-a-Lot here tonight. My posse's on, but I like them butts. I cannot lie. Yeah, one of our topics has to do with butts, so I felt appropriate to make that the thumbnail. Hojo, early and straight. Had a great show. Good to see Hojo.
Hojo's he popped in to say hi, but I know he's on another channel right now.
Vulcan joining us. Hail, dudes. He's not going to be able to catch us tonight, but he'll definitely watch the replay. A lot of people watch the replay. That's why we like to keep our show nice and short because, 90 minutes, that's not a problem to watch. Good old timekeeper. Let's go. Jackknife is here. Let's go. What's good about Jackknife being here, I think we'll leave the show with going Green Goblin mode. That way I didn't have to make the outro. So I did hear him last week.
Okay.
Justin stopped by, said, hail to you as well. Justin, I was on his show last night, The Man Cave. If you don't know, The Man Cave's every Thursday. I'm going to screw up the time. I want to say 7 p.m. Eastern, I think.
No, I think it's 6. Yeah, because I had to rush home to get on this show.
I caught a bit of that. You guys were hilarious. I had to drop off. Chris, are you going to set a Speedster sneaker tier for Nano 13?
I would love to. At first, when we saw that they were only like $9, I was like, man, that might actually happen. But then when it turned out that was just the accessory and the shoes were $70, I was like,
the shoes look fast.
They're
these sneakers, Mark, that like got a big giant wing across the side of the ankle, like a big.
Nice.
Yeah, they were ridiculous. They were comic book shoes.
But you look fast just wearing them.
Oh yeah.
But
they know who you are in the bathroom stall at the airport.
Yeah. Right. Good luck hiding with those, being inconspicuous. Yeah, so I think that's everyone's here tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wayne's
mask. Yeah, that mask Zero wears is pretty awesome. I'm looking into getting a replica mask just to have.
Cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. If you get it, then next time you come on the show, you got to wear it.
Oh, sure.
So you want to hit our topics for tonight?
Yeah, let's go through the topics.
Yeah, it's the most important news of the week.
Yeah, every week you get your news filled with us, right?
That's right.
So this one, my eyes are getting worse every time I try to read. So this one came from Menu, 10 long list words that we should bring back in 2024. So I can't believe I picked the topic I have to read. So someone decided out of all the lost words in the English language that there's a bunch that should come back. And I know I'm really going to screw these up trying to read them. Blither Skith.
I know some people like that.
Kurglath, a dollop. I can't read it.
I think I've heard that phrase used in restaurants or like the Old Country Buffet. I want a dollop of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
If you can read, because my eyes, I definitely.
Yeah. Then there's a caffeine clatch. It's an informal social gathering where coffee is served. I've heard,
some of these Kafka or something.
Some of these, I don't know. Some of these here, I think they are currently in circulation, but in a kind of mangled form. Pawky, having a mocking or cynical sense of humor. Well, we know people like that. Periture, a pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain. We all know that smell. Yeah. And then petifager, And I almost said something nasty there. An
I know, I was
interior
worried
legal
about that.
practitioner. Okay, well, I think maybe that one might be good. Particularly the in New York judicial system, there could be some pettifroggers there. Definitely.
Did you have a
So,
chance to go through this list, Mark? Did you read it?
I did. I was a fan of Blatherskite and Dollop. I heard of. Yeah, and Palky. I hadn't heard of it, but of course, everyone knows someone who's a little Palky.
That's true. I am.
Kris, they're making up new words every day. Do we really need to revive old words?
No. Absolutely not. We're continuing to evolve our language, and I just really want to take this opportunity to talk about Zizi Beluba Kapushna Furbelhut. And I know you're wondering what I just said. Let me spell it out for you. ZIZZYBALUBAKAPUSHNIPHIRBLEHUT. Zizi Beluba Kapushna Furbelhut. It has no meaning. I made it up in 5th grade.
Very good. So, Mark, we're a reasonably new show. We're a small show, but we are a very influential, well-connected show.
Mhm.
And people come to us for inside scoops, investigative reports. And since you are a wordsmith, my dear friend, you are a writer. We think you're uniquely qualified to vet some other old English words that people think should bring back into circulation. So let's go do that. An investigative report. Look at those slides now. Craig, you got them handy?
Yeah. Friday night's exclusive. Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. The topic is what 'tis old, 'tis new again.
Very yes, old schoolish, but new.
I feel British already. It's taking effect, fellas. All right. So this first word is a stunkwagen. And typically its origins come from people who would have carts of fish in the English bog. Of course, the English bog is very sticky, very muddy. It's hard to get the fish out of there and keep it fresh. Kris, can you think of any current contemporary live situations in our modern world where stunkwagen would be a good fit?
I would say just go behind any restaurant, really. I'm pretty sure you'll find a stunkwagen.
Mark Poulton, if you were a food critic and you were covering the emerging industry of food trucks, would you have a good arrow in your quill if you could call some burrito truck a stunkwagen?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think I had a friend who had a van that definitely had a stunkwagen odor to it.
I want Stunkwagen to be in Writhe and Pain issue 2.
I thought it would be a great villain name.
Absolutely.
Yes, damn it. Trademark. All right. Greg, what's the next scoop we got here?
Yes, for sure.
All right. So this one's a perverse party. And I think in medieval times, it was their equivalent of a furry convention. And as
I was going to say Congress.
Makes sense,
yeah.
Congress.
It looks like a bunch of people that needs killing. To be honest, I see where
Craig, is this too on the nose? Would this be considered insensitive if we were to bring this term back?
Yeah, set the building on fire if I see it. Perverse party arrow this way.
Yeah. You go into the hotel lobby and there's like bar mitzvah, perverse party.
Well, we know what Graveyardshift does with perverse parties. We saw that in volume 1.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm not at the Outlook Hotel, Sorry.
But in medieval times, it was hard to make comfortable furry outfits,
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Craig, what
Well,
we
they
got
had
next?
carnival and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Krampus, eh?
Oh yeah. A horncroft. Oftentimes they would use moose to plow fields, and when you saw your neighbor doing that, you'd say, "Nice job with the horncroft."
I thought it was just a specific shape of macaroni.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Oh, like elbow macaroni.
Yeah.
Maybe that might, if some General Mills were to revive that as a trade name.
If you take macaroni and put it in the shape of bugles,
yeah,
I think we're onto something.
I thought it was
Horn-
some synth band that uses horns.
Yeah,
Daft
oh,
Punk.
East German, West German synth band.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
It's a great name, General Horncraft.
General Horncraft. I like it. I like
General Horatio Horncraft.
it.
All right, a Foxgostum, and this had something to do with periodically the king would say you need to pay your taxes in weight of foxes, and then they would have some sort of big feast. I can't, Kris, how would you pronounce that?
Fosh. Yeah. I'm going to go with your pronunciation.
Foxgostum.
I like Good Stuff's pronunciation. Fox orgasm.
Mark, do you want? You're a wordsmith. You want to take a run at this? How would you pronounce this word?
I would say Foxgastum.
Okay. I'm kind of seeing where the Germans got the idea. Gaston.
Craig, you're up in Canada.
Yes, I am.
Is fox meat kind of oily like duck meat?
Yeah, it's got a greasiness to it.
Yeah,
but it'll keep you alive. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to eat fox.
Never had fox.
All right. Well, if it does make a comeback, we've got just a word for it. Just a word for it. All right. What we got next? So this phrase, this old English term is "how come that got there?" And this is when somebody would be walking through a village or a field, and they would see something that was out of place, and it was like it would be like Edward, did you notice in Stanley's farm there was the how come that got there? Yeah.
How come that got there?
How come that got
there? Got it down early.
Yeah. Now this is something I think I definitely think there's a lot of things that we see in social media and on the evening news that could be applicable to this term, even in the White House. Even in the White House, I often wonder how the hell did those people get there?
I mean, I used to work disaster relief, and I've seen a lot of how come they got theirs.
Post tornado cleanup, you see some stuff up in a tree.
Tornadoes and hurricanes. I mean, I saw a boat hanging out of the 6th story of a hotel one time.
Nice.
It's like, all right,
that was the wildest party ever.
How thing got there? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What we got next? This is a Fuskmarathon. This is when somebody's in a race but they cheat. This is a very common thing. Maybe before cars, and before the locomotive, people took pride in being able to either race horses or race on foot. And when someone would cheat, get some extra help, that would be the word for it. And as you can see, the parable of the tortoise and the hare, clearly the tortoise is cheating. Clearly. So, Mark, in our current contemporary political world, where there's obviously a presidential campaign, do you think there might be some good news items?
Marathon going on? Yeah.
I see it. Craig, would the best way to describe Canadian politics be to be a Fuskmarathon?
No, wouldn't be at all. Our system doesn't make any sense. But I was going to say, I do identify with the tortoise and the hare, and definitely slow and steady wins the race. I was like, all right. I'm the guy to go slow and steady.
You are.
Look at the arms on that rabbit, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, clearly.
He's been working out.
Clearly. Well, I mean, that's the thing with doing, in ancient British times, Old English times, when you're doing these woodcuts, you got one chance to get it right. When you're doing woodcuts, when you're doing vintage, authentic, real, genuine woodcuts, like you've got one chance to get it right. So, yeah, you just gotta go with the flow. Once you
measure twice, cut once. No,
measure twice, chisel once. All right, what we got, Craig?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's called Hammertide.
Hammer time.
Hammer time. That's what I'm. Yeah, hammer
I
time.
can see that. So this might be like if the party's rocking and like the distillery blows up, I think just let's blow the roof instead of saying, "Hey, let's blow the roof off this place." Let's do a Hammer Tide. Hammer Tide.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
Harambe Tide.
Hammer toe.
All right, what else we got? This one's called a Kamekent. This is when you are a couple and you're childless and you're in the field and you find a comet and there's a kid. Kamekent.
Just to remind the chat, they don't allow me to see the slides. Because of my honest reactions to them.
Yes.
These slides are quarantined from Kris Faction until airtime.
Yes.
All right. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know if there'll be an English language at the way things are going, but definitely there's some good words out there that might be fitting in today's hurly-whirly modern world.
I think we should was it Bing AI that was acting up this week?
Gemini. Yeah. Gemini. Please give me some examples of old English words. Unfortunately, unfortunately you're gravitating towards a European civilization, and we want to make sure they're underrepresented, and so we're going to not answer that question.
It just writes them all in Cantonese.
There's that too.
All right, so next topic came from the Washington Post. This was interesting that came up this week here. What everyone can learn from the woman who lost $50,000 to a scam. So she was a financial advice writer for New York Magazine. Mm-hmm. So it's her job to give financial advice in this. I don't know how big a circulation New York Magazine has. But in any case, it turns out she admitted last October, which isn't too long ago, she threw a box with $50,000 cash in the back of a car and let somebody just drive away with it.
We're living in the most intelligent times. That's all I have to say about it.
There's that very old saying, those who can teach. Those I'm on fucking one beer. There's a very old saying: those who can do, those who can't teach, and then those who can't teach steal from people who teach.
Right.
So Mark, they say pain is the best teacher. Do you think, looking at her, do you think she's going to learn the lesson?
No. So what I want to know is, you cut off the article. Here's what we can all learn from this scam. Just right off the bat, it sounds very scammy. Like, I want to know what we can learn from this that's not obvious.
The backstory was that somebody called her impersonating, was it Amazon? And they said, "Yeah, I'm with Amazon Fraud Prevention. I'm going to connect you with some other department." And so her adrenaline gets up and she gets like excited. She gets connected and she's like, and then they moved her again, and then they got her to it was basically they got her emotions going. And
they impersonated the FBI. They impersonated the CIA. They called her the number. They told her to Google the number and said, "See how it's an official number. You looked it up. Look at the phone number I'm calling you from. It." So
the CIA never going to call you.
Never. We have the same number. It's got to be us, you know. So the big takeaway I got is, before you're to be detained or arrested, you have the right to consult a lawyer. So for love of God, don't do anything rash until you've had an opportunity to talk to a lawyer. I'm not usually a fan of lawyers. I like to avoid them as much as possible because they just enrich themselves off your pain and misery. But don't hand any money to anyone until you've talked to one.
Charlotte, we're going to help you. Hold on. I have NASA on the line. Hold on. We're going to patch you through to NASA. They're going to help you find your money.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's often said that her money didn't get lost. Or her money isn't gone. Someone else has it.
Oh, yeah.
Kris, you're single right now. Could you fix her?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't go near that at all. Like, that's, talk about a red flag. Like, what if, I mean, here I am, like just kind of starting out my crowdfunding independent comic career. What if I get a $50,000 campaign one day, and then just all of a sudden, sorry guys, you don't get your books because my girl left it in the trunk of a scammer's car.
She gave it to the FDA.
Jeez,
yeah, insanity.
Right. The CIA called,
But I get called by Amazon like 4 times a week. They call me every week. And I keep them on the line as long as I can.
You know how many times I get the text message that my Amazon account is locked? And you know what? It is locked.
I get the voicemail saying, "This is Amazon fraud prevention. Someone has ordered an iPhone for you. We want to intercept it," or something to that effect.
Nice.
$700. You want to dispute the charge? Push 1, and then I go, "Oh my goodness, my phone! What do I do? I can't believe! No, I didn't pay for that." And I try to see how long I can keep on the phone. What's your name, by the way? I want to write it down. I don't.
Wait a minute, guys! I just got an email from UPS. They have a package. So apparently, it's a package. Let's see. It's got $50,000. Amazing.
All right. I just think that I think that I'm not a super religious man, but I like to think that God was up there looking at this dame, writing these advice columns, and he said, "I'm gonna humble this bitch." All right, Craig, what's the next topic?
So the third topic comes to us from Unilad. This one here, people all have the same awkward concern for Zendaya's after she wears this metal armor to the premiere of Dune 2. So it's some fashion piece that was designed, I don't know, like 6 years ago, I think. I don't remember the name of the fashion designer. But in any case, for the Dune 2 premiere, they all agreed to show up in like silver, black, and some other color. And she went all out and put on this very revealing night sort of outfit that shows her butt cheeks. But the long story short is they're encased in plastic. So everyone wanted to know if she farted, would it steam up the windows or not?
I imagine there were some close eyes watching for science. Absolutely, just for science. That's it.
Kudos to her. She definitely got additional attention on Dune 2. I'm excited to see the movie. I enjoyed the first one. I read all the first 4 books like twice when I was a younger man. So I'm looking forward to it. But I also want to say, Zendaya, thank you. This was certainly some of the best pictures I saw this week. It is rare that you see something that's so damn funny and beautiful at the same time. It's an exquisite taste, an exquisite thrill that is too often never experienced. So I greatly enjoyed all the photos.
I feel like the greatest things were accomplished before nudity was acceptable in public. Like, we're not building Notre Dame anymore, Guys, I didn't take a gummy tonight, I swear.
It's okay. So there's two kinds of two questions I think were probably asked in the movie theater. Is she going to sit down in that? And then the second question was, can I sit in her seat when she's done?
Oh my.
Craig, did did you guys see the front of her costume?
Yeah, I didn't see anything revealing though. Did I miss anything?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So there were basically windows over her mammalian protuberances, but with a clear plexi. But there was a obfuscation. Essentially, there was a pasty floating in the middle of the plexi doing a cast shadow. So it was one of those things where it's like I did a quadruple take. It was wonderful.
It gets you to kind of do one of those, right? You're trying to make your way around, and then you're not looking at
I'd be like, hold on, let me take a look at this. What the hell is going on here?
So, Mark, this is a movie premiere. Do you think this was a shout out to Metropolis by Fritz Lang? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's great marketing ploy on her behalf. Definitely got people talking. I paid no attention to the front of the dress. I was too focused on the back. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at that now.
You're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. Kris Faction, she's going to this for, this isn't just a social gathering. This is business. Would OSHA approve that uniform for a workplace?
Absolutely not. That is not proper protective gear. You have to have sensitive places covered, in case of adverse situations, and I feel like it is an OSHA violation, and as someone that has committed many OSHA violations, I say good on you, ma'am.
All right, now I am so glad that you in the chat. I'm so glad you tuned in, because we have an exclusive on what on the backstory to this particular costume. We have a photograph of the alternate costume she was going to wear, and Craig, can you call that up?
Yes.
All right, so prepare yourselves. This is the costume she wore, and there you can see the front, the beautiful front. This is what she chose to wear. Now, Craig's going to show you what she was originally going to wear before she chose this.
Another Friday Night's exclusive.
All right.
You guys know that we have our people inside Hollywood,
yep.
And Lucasfilm and all that. And it's just, you guys should expect this. We have the best investigative reporters in the United States, if not the world.
And listen, this is the first time we've done a fashion report, but if that's where the story goes, that's where we're going to chase the story.
That's right. We'll follow any leads. That's right.
Colossus's sister. That's
all
true.
Right. Busy news week. Now, next week, maybe we'll be talking about this new Chinese spy balloon. I just caught wind that there's another one coming. Based upon the AT&T issues, this could be a prelude to an EMP attack and an invasion of Taiwan. So stay tuned, people. We'll see. If the world is still here, we'll be here next Friday to talk about that, which I got a feeling is going to be a big news story.
Did I thank you already?
Am I going to have to wear my plate? Go ahead.
Did I thank you for shooting down the one over Canada already, because we couldn't do it ourselves?
Yeah, you did. You did. Am I going to have to wear my plate carrier live next week again? Is that?
Yeah, that's right. Yes. So, Mark, thank you so much for joining us on our little tiny fun show. It is fantastic to have you here. What do you want Craig to bring up on the screen for the people in the chat to preview? What do you want us to look at here?
Even before I get to that, I can show your trailer. How's that?
Yeah, let's do that. All
right. So for everyone who's here in the chat, here's the trailer for US Assassin 4.
This is the mercenary, Flip Gordon. And I hope you guys are ready for the biggest US Assassin adventure yet.
Dogs of war, you know we going hard. We on a mission to find Bazooka Dog. US Assassin, so I hope you ready. Never know what could happen, but it's gonna be deadly. Snakes everywhere, trust nobody. Going all out, it's time to get rowdy. The kilted Avenger, Roddy Piper, is rolling too. The biggest adventure yet, come and join the crew. The mercenary and raiding the search and rescue dog. Putting in the work, you know that they on the job. Traveling Elizabeth, Bazooka has made some new friends. Sea Dog and Viking Wolf. Dogs of war, time to get rowdy. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get rowdy. Dogs of war, time to get rowdy. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get rowdy.
No clips, no pistol whips, just fast wits, sharp focus, and a venomous spit. Dilophosaurus, are you with us or not for us? Dare to choose the ladder, flip will turn you to a blood splatter. Choices matter, a brother, up with the spangled banner. Star stripes, assassins, and resurrected wrestlers. Oh, this is Piper's pit, so pipe down, you don't wanna feel that sniper's hit. I stand tall, dropping rounds on the enemy lines with no fear, cause there's a bazooka strapped to my canine.
Dogs of war, time to get rowdy. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get rowdy. The biggest adventure yet. Never know what to expect. Let's go.
I like that trailer.
Cool.
I watched it a couple times back to back.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love making these trailers for US Assassin. Every time I set out to do one, I think, oh, this needs to be. What if there was a US Assassin animated series? What would the song be? And we try to make the video from there. But shout out to 6 a.m. Comics. He not only edited the video for me, but I had, I had someone do the song who did the previous U.S. Assassin song. But I asked 6 a.m. if he could remix it and add a verse as well. So that the last verse is 6.
Oh, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
But
I first remember him when Dan Fraga first showed up and they were like having the rap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, U.S. Assassin 4 Dogs of War, we're up on FundMyComic right now. The only place you can find the book as of now. This is 4th installment, the biggest adventure for the team after the events of Volume 3, which was our crossover with Graveyardshift. Bazooka Dog ends up abducted, and this is the search for Bazooka Dog. A lot of new team members, and to whip those new recruits in shape, they call in the one, the only legendary Rowdy Roddy Piper as the special guest instructor. And of course, while he's there, they get a lead on Bazooka Dog. So of course, he's going to join the mission, and they blast off in space to try to rescue Bazooka Dog, who has made some new friends in Viking Wolf and Sea Dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say you kind of been setting this up since Sea Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Mark, real quick, which is a better movie, They Live or Hell Comes to Frogtown?
Oh, so They Live's the better movie, but there's something about Hell Comes to Frogtown that is
it is beautiful. There's something
All right.
About Hell Comes to Frogtown.
You came to the right place then. Very good, very good.
So every Sunday we do a horror movie show on my channel, and we recently reviewed Hell Comes to Frogtown. What a role for Roddy Piper as the man that can repopulate the world.
That's right.
Doing his duty for the United States government.
Amen.
Love that movie.
Fantastic.
But yeah, Roddy was my childhood hero growing up, and a few years ago, one of the earliest books in CG was The Gilded Avenger, Roddy Piper, by Eric Hodson. And when I heard about it, I immediately backed it, became a huge supporter of the book. So much so that Eric asked me to do a pinup for the book that they ended up using as their back cover. And Eric and I became friends. And, as I was planning out U.S. Assassin 4, I hit him up and said, hey, do you think it would be possible if I could get to use Roddy in a cameo appearance? And he says, I don't see why not. Let me put you in touch with his family. So I presented my idea to his wife, and a cameo turned into a guest appearance. She loved the idea. So I got the license for Roddy Piper for Volume 4. Nice. And they've been fantastic. They retweet everything. They're really excited about it. So this has been a dream come true for me. My childhood hero, I get to put him in a book, and Roddy lives on in all these different comic books and action figures that WWE puts out of him. So it's great to keep his legend alive.
When wrestling was wrestling.
That's
yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
We were literally I was having this conversation with a coworker who is in his mid-20s, and I was trying to explain to him that when I was a kid, like a little kid in the 80s, that people thought that the WWF, which back then was real. And he was like, how in the world could you guys be watching that and be like, not know that it's staged? And I was like, you had to live during that time. You had to understand that there was no, that like it was because we wanted to believe,
Yeah, no, when I was little, my dad would take me, I'm in Jersey, would go to the Philadelphia Spectrum and watch WWF. And there was an actual athletic commission that had to come to the matches. Like the first event, Roddy Piper wrestled Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, used a chair on him. After the match, the athletic commission announced that Roddy Piper has been banned for a month. right at intermission, and they announced tickets go on sale for next month. And my dad was like, "Do you want to go?" I was like, "No, they just announced Roddy Piper's banned for a month. I don't want to go now."
Oh man, they did us dirty.
Yeah,
they did us so dirty. I was a Papa Shango fan.
Nice.
I loved Papa Shango back then. And Erwin R. Shyster was one of my favorite
I haven't heard that name in so long. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
So here's a look at some of the interior pages. Mike McMahon's the artist of the book and co-creator of U.S. Assassin. Mike's drawn all 4 volumes. We have, with this, Mike's drawn over 240 pages of U.S. Assassin. So that's a pretty big accomplishment in this day and age of comics. It's quite a run. So he's killing it. Not only do we have Roddy Piper, but we got the fan favorites like U.S. Assassin, Zero Face, Slither, and the Mercenary are back. The Mercenary actually, he's like the Sergeant Slaughter of our team. When U.S. Assassin became a team book, I was like, we need our Sergeant Slaughter. We need our real life member. So Flip Gordon, pro wrestler at the time, he was wrestling for Ring of Honor. I messaged him on Facebook thinking he's never going to respond back. And sure enough, he responded within an hour and said, "Man, this is something I really want to do. Sign me up."
Awesome.
So I have a licensing deal with Flip. He currently wrestles for CMLL in Mexico. Hopefully I'll get to go out there at some point and check out a match at Arena Mexico. But it's been great having him a part of the project. We got some things we're trying to do. We got some action figures in the works, prototypes right now, but hopefully, if things go as planned, we'll get some U.S. Assassin and Mercenary figures out there. This is an epic double page spread right there by Mike. So the team travels to space, and it just so happens to be Slither's homeworld. You learn more about the big alien with 3 snakes for a tongue on the team. He was created by my son when he was 6 years old. And at the time, Mike and I had just started working on U.S. Assassin. And I posted a picture that my son drew of Slither. And Mike responded and said, he should be in the book. So I wrote him in, in the book, and he became one of our favorite characters. And
Slither is definitely one of my favorite characters, and I've been wanting, because all you really know is he's an alien, and he got regeneration powers.
Yeah, he takes a lot of battle damage. That's
And so I've wanted to know, where is he from? What is his home like?
So Slither and Bazooka Dog have a very strange relationship. If you've read the first 3 volumes of U.S. Assassin, where they're not on the best of terms the first 2 volumes, but by 3 by volume 3 they're teammates now. So Bazooka Dog has Slither's back when he goes up against Mick the Monster. So when he's abducted, Slither, besides U.S. Assassin, Slither is the most upset about the abduction of Bazooka Dog. So he can't wait to find his buddy.
That's awesome. Guys.
And of course, we're talking about new we got the guest stars in Viking Wolf and Sea Dog. That's who Bazooka Dog befriends when he's abducted. But we introduce a lot of new team members, and in a world where there's a U.S. assassin, of course, there would be a USSR assassin as well. And he doesn't have a cyborg dog as his sidekick. He has a cyborg bear called Siberia. So it's a lot of fun. This project is. It's my love letter to things like American Ninja, G.I. Joe, 80s action movies. Pro wrestling. So it's a lot of fun to work on this.
Awesome.
It's got everything I love about 90s comics. I always tell people I'm a 90s image. For me, Bloodstrike, Night Strike, Brigade. Yeah, that's all right up my alley. I read every issue.
Yeah, I convinced my coworker to get U.S. Assassin Volume 1, and he got it Oh man, it's actually been a while, but he still hasn't read it. I'm like, dude,
Oh no.
what are you doing? He's like, because I know if I read it, I'm gonna want the rest of them, and my girlfriend is gonna tell me I can't spend the money.
Oh, well, I got him covered with this campaign because,
See,
you know, we have a collected edition, the first 3 volumes, 180 pages for $25. It's called U.S. Assassin War Stories. It's manga size. You know, it doesn't take up much space in your collection, so it's a perfect book to have. You get War Stories and you get volume 4. Only $50, but wait, there's a coupon code on FundMyComic, 10 off, TENOFF. Save $10 off every tier, $50 and above. So $40 gets you over 240 pages of patriotic action.
that's fantastic.
So, I was going to ask. I don't know if you can see what I'm holding up. Well, so what am I missing beyond this? So I know I got the collected edition, and then I got Graveyard
Volume 3. There was a mercenary one shot that was a flip book with a bazooka dog one shot. That's the only thing.
And issue 4, obviously.
Yeah, volume 4. Yep.
Okay, good.
I was really happy to see that on the Graveyardshift campaign, you guys have the supplementals up there because I don't have any of those.
Yeah, so the supplementals became scarce books. There's not a lot of extra ones. So for the first time ever, we're collecting the supplemental books. So that's been a popular seller on the new Graveyardshift campaign. But yeah, there's USSR Assassin in Siberia, spelled Siberia.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Man,
And
you can't go wrong with a cybernetic bear.
Yeah, and his costume may or may not be a ripoff of Cable's first costume in Marvel Comics. I had a definitive look I wanted for these 2 characters, so I sketched them out and I sent them to Mike and said, "Hey, this is what I want them to look like," and he just made it better. So I love it.
That's how Mike does.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And there you go. War Stories. That's the 180-page collection. So this image for the cover was actually a double-page spread from Volume 3. But I feel like this image perfectly captures the insanity of U.S. Assassin. We got a cyborg dog that turns into a Gatling gun. U.S. Assassin looks fierce on the cover. Great work by Mike. Great job by Anthony George coloring it. It looks insane. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like one of my favorite U.S. Assassin pictures. It probably is my favorite U.S. Assassin picture, like period. And I saw that it's so. A few weeks ago, we went over your calendar for this year.
Oh yeah,
and that picture is on my birthday month. And
nice.
Yes.
And then we got The Art of Mike McMahon. It's a hardcover, 48 pages. Collects the best work of Mike from U.S. Assassin, but not just covers and interiors. There's promotional artwork he's done. There's commissions he's done for people. So there's a lot of stuff you may have never seen before in there. So I'm looking forward to putting this book together.
And that's a hardback, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
And of course, we got our trading card set, 12 cards. It features all the team members, including the new members, USSR Assassin and Siberia, plus our guest star, Roddy Piper. If you also back our friend Nicholas Gear's campaign, Relentless Tin Soldier 3, you get 2 bonus cards, Legendary Heroes. The first card is of Relentless Tin Soldier and Captain Battle, and the second card is of Man of War, who will become a big player in the U.S. Assassin universe.
Yeah, Nick was on our show 2 weeks ago, right?
2 or 3.
And he was going over that. So we're all super excited because we're like, okay, all of it. I want it all.
So this is our Super Joe Unlimited. This is a book based off the Super Joe toy line, which was the 70s G.I. Joe toy line. After Adventure Team, they changed names to Super Joe, and Power Comics Group got the license to do a Super Joe comic book, and we worked with them to do a special variant cover that features US Assassin and Bazooka Dog on the cover. FundMyComic's the only place to get it. This is a homage to G.I. Joe 22, where Destro's playing chess with G.I. Joe chess pieces. So this is the villain from Super Joe Unlimited playing chess with Super Joe's US Assassin and Bazooka Dog, which is actually their action figure prototypes that he drew.
That's awesome.
And being a huge G.I. Joe fan, it's the book that got me into comics. This is pretty cool to have them rub elbows with essentially a part of the G.I. Joe brand. So really cool.
So when I was a kid, when I was like a little kid, I got in trouble and I got grounded, and I wasn't able to watch Saturday morning cartoons for a Saturday. But you know how as parents, like I didn't get this until I was older, like you watch the Saturday morning cartoons, part of your routine too. So I remember crawling into, because I didn't want to miss G.I. Joe. And I like sneak into the living room when I heard it come on, and my mom and dad are like sitting on the couch watching. I'm behind my dad's recliner, peeking around. I got caught about 10 minutes into the episode, but it was enough.
You were trying to channel Snake Eyes, but it didn't quite work.
That's right.
Yeah, those first 2 years of Marvel G.I. Joe were just amazing.
So this is the artwork to our collector's case. If you want to get everything, we have 10 collector cases available. It's a nice case with a magnetic closure. It has the Slither artwork. It comes with Mike's cover, the Sednacon wraparound cover, the Art of War, or the Art of Mike McMahon hardcover, the War Stories 180-page collection, the Super Joe Unlimited variant, the trading card set, and a head sketch by Mike.
Tell me at some point someone takes out Slither and they go like Arnold Schwarzenegger style. They go, he's tongue-tied.
I like it.
And then some other things we have available. If you don't want reprints or a collected edition, you can get the first prints of volumes 1 through 3. We still have some in stock. We also have, if you don't want the manga size, collection, you can also get the regular size collected edition or the ultimate edition, which is volume 3 plus the Mercenary one shot.
Wow. And
then we have our Slam Buddies. We have US Assassin, Bazooka Dog, and Sea Dog available. Just like the 90s WWF pillow wrestlers. Just bringing back everything I loved as a kid.
My favorite one I had when I was a kid was my Ted DiBiase Slam.
Nice.
Hey, fellas, you know how your wife has the couch and the bed, and they've got like the 3 or 4 layers of throw pillows. Mix it up with a few of these.
Yeah.
Good idea. She'll be happy.
I'm just going to remove this for a second and go to conversation there. See how long I can. I don't know if I want to keep talking. I'm just going to.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's fantastic. It is like, if you have not read US Assassin, it is action packed, like front to back, just boom, boom, boom. That's like, it is like when you see some of these pages, just almost every page is like that. It's just action, action, action. It's how a comic book should be.
Yeah, I just try to think of the coolest stuff I want to see Mike draw. And sometimes he wants to kill. Sometimes he wants to kill me for it because, he just got done drawing a double-page spread of a satellite space station filled with 20 members of the team. So,
and that was, I think, one of the biggest takeaways I took. If you guys don't know, Mark is my editor for Nano 13, and one of the biggest takeaways I got from him in his notes was a part in the book that we changed when he said there hasn't been any action for a little while, even though it had only been like a page and a half. but I got it. I was like, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of trained under Rob Liefeld. I started working with him early in my career, and I feel like he was an underrated storyteller. And I just, I don't know, there was always something big going on, and we always tried to outdo what we had done previously. So I tried to bring that into my own work.
For those that are new to U.S. Assassin, I noticed the Siberia and the Hammer and Sickle. Does it take place in like the 80s or
no?
Or
So it takes place in current day,
Okay.
but their universe isn't exactly like ours. So
all right.
there
So
are some.
the wall never came down.
Yeah.
Rowdy Piper is still around, so
Yeah.
it's a better universe.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
Do you want me to bring the campaign back? It's nicely refreshed. Let's see
Yeah.
what's happening.
Do a refresh.
It was at 77 and it's at 79.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Let's do another refresh.
Thank
See
you.
Yeah.
Call it another one or not. You got two for sure. Well, I'm one of them, obviously. Takes
I'm
me a
the
while.
other.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I wanted to back it on day one, but we always kind of have this thing of, when we're going to have a guest on, we back while they're on the show.
No, I
I'm
appreciate
hoping, and
that.
then I saw Flash Gordon show. So I gotta see what that story goes.
Bang,
So.
bang, 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 bang.
Flip Gordon, sorry.
Booyah. And that puts you over 6. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, next stretch goal unlocks at $10,000. That's another magnet by 6 a.m. Comics. I'm addicted to doing like magnets now. For the longest time, well, first I feel like every campaign needs like a 6 a.m. Comics, sticker or something. And I was doing stickers for the longest time, and then I was like, I don't use these stickers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I have a refrigerator full of magnets, so I just
Yep.
started doing magnets.
Yeah, I have like a Ziploc bag that's filled with stickers that will probably stay there until I give them to my son or something. But my refrigerator looks awesome.
I got a metal cabinet like that too. I'm looking at it right now. It's got like Tucci's on there, Andy's is on there, Shane's magnets are on there, Mavericks. Yeah, you send me a magnet, it goes right on that cabinet.
Oh yeah, that's actually one of the first things I start to look for whenever I bust open that Gemini, and then I'll flip everything over and see what all the extras are. And if there's a magnet, that's like I pull the book out, get that magnet out, you're going on the fridge right now.
So you got that Writhe and Pain magnet then recently?
I did, and it's I put it right next to my Critical Blast magnet.
Nice.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about with this campaign, or did you want me to pull up another campaign? Or
I mean, look, if you're looking for fun comics, US Assassin is the one. Just over the top action. It has that nostalgia with Roddy Piper, the G.I. Joe, basically a G.I. Joe love letter. So yeah, it's I don't know, if you're looking for something fun and something action packed, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. I started reading. I didn't stop. I just kept going. I burned right through both books. Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
And yeah, I mean, if you want to pull up Graveyardshift, we can talk about that too as well.
Yeah.
Sure. Just gonna give me one quick second.
I'm pretty excited about this one too, mainly because the last one left off on one hell of a cliffhanger, and I want to know what happens. Of course, I've been waiting, since Sea Dog, I've been waiting to find out, what's going to happen with Bazooka Dog and Viking Wolf since then. So, you know how to keep us engaged for sure. That's I love it.
My computer's being fun with me. Hold on.
That's what is there a squirrel?
It's due to break.
No,
the car broke.
No, it
Computer's
went over
next,
to
man.
images. It went over
Computer's
to
next.
images. It's like, I don't want to look at images. What are you doing?
Oh.
No,
Man.
there's no secret images. Now what you're thinking.
Chinese balloon.
Guys, I am pretty excited that I got this Perfect 10 Volume 4.
Yeah.
Because it also came with an art book.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I do like my art books.
So I did, when I dipped into Perfect 10, I dipped into I have a PDF of number 3 and enjoyed it. So I'm get on its way to me via Critical Blast is the floppies for 1 through 4. So looking forward to actually reading that from scratch.
Yeah, she's an
read.
awesome character.
And he has to do 10 issues. He said he's going to do 6 issues. I'm like, dude, you got to do 10
there has
issues.
to be
Come
10.
on. Come on.
There has to.
So here we got Graveyard Shift, John Malin's campaign, 93,000. That's insane.
Nice.
I can tell you right now, I spent too much money on this campaign.
Thank you.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so Graveyard Shift is a book that John and I have been working on actually since 2010. John and I were friends back from the old Rob Liefeld message boards. And I had started working for Rob. John had already been working for him. And one day I had this idea, what if the Universal monsters were superheroes? And I was thinking of the perfect artist for it. And I was like, oh, John would kick ass on this. So I sent him a DM and I was like, hey, I got this idea. I think you'd be perfect for it. Universal monsters as superheroes. And he responds back, Mark, a lot of people want me to draw their book. But you're the first person to ask me to draw monsters. I'm in. So
nice.
We started working on it way back in 2010. There was a time when we showed Rob what we were working on, and he flipped out over it. He was like, I'm going to help you guys set it up at Image once I get back from this important meeting. And the meeting he went to was he went to Robert Kirkman's house to talk about bringing back the Extreme Universe. And when he came back, I guess, he was so impressed with Graveyard Shift. He hit me up and said, Mark, I think John's the perfect artist for Youngblood, but I don't want to ruin things. Can I have your blessing? Because I know it'll put Graveyard Shift on hold. And I was like, I'm not going to keep John from, because this is like creator owned. So we're basically doing it for free at this point. And I was like, I'm not going to keep John from making money. So of course he can do it. So John worked on Youngblood for a while. At the time I was already writing Evangeline for Rob. So Graveyard Shift got put on the back burner. At one point, Graveyard Shift was going to become the backup story in Evangeline. Image even solicited an issue where it said, featuring the first installment of Mark Poulton and John Malin's Graveyard Shift. So that was pretty cool, just to show that like the history, that how long this book has been in the works. So whenever John had a break, he would get back to drawing Graveyard Shift. And just so happened we had a finished graphic novel in 2017, so 7 years later, just after he came off the success of Jawbreakers. And we launched it. And even though Jawbreakers was such a huge success, I was still like so nervous because it was really like my first shot at crowdfunding. And we had a goal of $5,000. And I was like, John, what are we going to do if we don't hit the goal? And John was like, oh, I'll put up half the money, you put up half the money, and we'll print it ourselves and go around the convention selling it. And I thought, where am I getting $2,500? And I had nothing to worry about. We were funded within minutes in the first campaign.
Nice.
Went on to fund over $100,000. And the book really changed my life and made all these other books like Sea Dog and US Assassin possible. The Viking Wolf, Writhe in Pain. So it's been an awesome ride. We're on volume 5, but it's actually the 9th Graveyard Shift book with all the supplemental books. I recently counted all the pages we've done, and we've done over 600 pages of Graveyard Shift by this point. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Awesome. Cool. That's what I can't like. I was so happy to see the supplementals on there because I haven't gotten those. And once I do get them, I'm going to go through all of it, including what I've already read once again, because I love me some Graveyard.
So this is the source book. I've been asking to do this for a while. You know, being a big '90s fan, I love the source books that like a lot of the Image books put out. X-Men had a source book, and this is our first. This is going to be our first one. It has it's going to be 40 pages, covers 20 characters. Oliver Isabedra does all our trading card artwork. So this art is going to be blown up full size. And it's going to have expanded biographies, not just what's on the back of the trading card. It's going to be expanded. It's going to have the power rankings as well. So I'm looking forward to this. I've already started writing it out. And this wraparound cover is just killer.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And that's a sample of some of the interior pages from the source book, some of the newer characters we've introduced.
I really like the I like the Van Helsing doppelganger guy.
Yeah, so Brahm, at the time, like, so Graveyardshift are X-Men. I mean, that's the pitch of the book. What if the Universal monsters were the X-Men? I was like, well, who's our X-Force? And that was like Brahm and the Monster Hunters. That one, they were going to be our X-Force. I originally wanted to call them like the Corpse Corps, but that name was taken. Apparently, Joe Kelly used it in a throwaway issue of Deadpool. But yeah, so I created Brahm to be our Cable, and Cable and Cable had the clone that was Strife. I was like, oh, so we have Van Helsing. Brahm will just be like an alternate version of Van Helsing. So it's been a lot of fun, and plus we needed a werewolf to be part of the team. Yes. If we have to have the the Universal monsters covered for the longest time, that the werewolf was the villain of the book.
Your anecdote reminded me of the there's a JLA arc by Grant Morrison where he's literally creating characters just to trademark them as quickly as he can, and that Corpse Corps, that's what that reminded me of. Love it.
And this is the collected edition of the supplemental books, the first 3 supplemental books. So that contains stories by me, Von Klaus, Cal Jameson, Phil Diaz, Rob Arnold, John Narwhal, 180 pages in total. Got artwork from Mike McMahon, Rob Willis, Tommy Patterson, Render Contender from like the early days of CG. I haven't seen Render Contender in a long time, but yeah, it's a lot of great work in these supplemental stories, and this just goes more in depth to some of the characters in the book, so you can learn more about them.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So I really can't wait to read these supplementals, and of course, Volume 5, because you left us hanging in Volume 4, like you do.
Yeah, so the at the end of Volume 4, they blasted into space. Omega Storm, which is also available again in this campaign, just showed you like one of the many. So we added all these new characters with Volume 4 of Omega Storm. Really made you care about a lot of these newer characters, especially the Omega Storm team, and you can see what's going on. Not only with them, but what's going on inside the Castle Dracula. So yeah, there's a little bit of a mystery going on in the book now.
Yes, I just get super excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through this to figure out what I want to grab. Is a lot of these add-ons? Do they come up as add-ons?
No, John will not do add-ons.
Okay.
So unfortunately, if you don't find a tier that has everything you like, you have to back twice, but our shipping is pretty reasonable compared to other campaigns. So we have a catch-up tier, and that has everything but Volume 5 in it. And if we had added Volume 5 to it, the wait for international would have just been insane. So it actually makes more sense to just back the catch-up tier and then back volume 5 separately.
Yeah,
And-
I had to back 2 tiers, which
Yeah.
it's fine.
So with Graveyard Shift, there's a lot of backers, and John takes fulfilling into consideration with this. So when you do the add-ons, every order almost becomes a custom order.
Mm-hmm.
I do it with my campaigns because they're a lot smaller than Graveyard Shift. But when it's everything's nice and standardized, it moves along a lot quicker.
There's that catch-up tier, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, and he fixed all the typos. Originally, it was volume 4.
Yes. Whenever I was going through the campaign, which was like on launch day,
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I already have that one.
Yeah, no, it's volume 5. On launch day, John had volume 4, and Ethan had volume 2 in the stream title.
Perfect.
So we had all the bases covered.
That's awesome.
Man, yeah. If I had a wife, I would have gotten in trouble while I was back in this game.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want me to go through with this?
No. I think we covered everything. I just want to thank everyone for the support of Graveyard Shift. It's really, like I said, it really has changed my life. It's made all these other books possible. I was around 2017 when we launched that. I hadn't done any regular comics in years. I was working on a lot of children's books. I just did an all ages graphic novel with my son. The publishers were telling me, "Oh, your stuff's too 90s. No one wants that." We pitched Graveyard Shift to every indie publisher, and I mean every one, and they all turned it down and said, "Oh, it's too Rob Liefeld, too 90s. We don't know what to do with this." And I was like, man, if it's too 90s, it's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I think other people want this too.
And it turns out you are correct.
There's a whole generation that grew up on Indies 90s.
Yeah.
I joined the Army in 95. I was in the Army 26 years. And everywhere I went, I had Image Comics with me, reading all the time.
Yeah. So thank you for being one of those fans that was just dying for something like this. It's been incredible. And like I said, 600 pages of content is amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a ton.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through the Graveyard Shift campaign, figure out what.
Guys, if you've read any of Mark's stories, and one, I highly suggest. For real, this is the best thing I've ever read by you.
Thank you. I agree. I think it's the best thing I've put out so far. I had so much fun working on Writhe in Pain. Kris, it was an idea that Kris had been, chewing on for a while. And when we started working out together, and he was like telling me about this, and he was like, "I think I need a writer for it." And I was like, "Oh, here it is. This is why he asked me to start working out with it." And then he hired someone else, and I was like, "What? What's going on here?" And I just I threw it out there. I was like, "Well, if things don't work out, I'd love to help you with this." And maybe that day he was like, "Yeah, are you serious? Can we work on this together?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, honestly, surprised you didn't ask me to begin with, because when I saw the artwork, I just immediately loved the characters, and I love, I have a horror vibe with a lot of my work. So I think we've really gelled together. We both love the same type of stuff, like Spawn, Creech, The 10th, all those, early 90s image horror books. And when you say it's my best work, thank you, because I agree with you. I think it's the best thing I've put out so far.
Yeah, it's what this is, And guys, back Mark's book, go check out my campaign, Nano 13, because the thing is if I'm able to continue, I have a lot of stuff. I've 6 issues already written, and I'm going to keep hiring Mark as my editor so he can help me get better. Yeah. And after issue 3, it branches off into multiple stories, and I would like to hire Mark to write one of those stories.
Oh, awesome, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to be able to, he'll know the world so well, I mean, he's reading it anyway. Yeah. I had told, because I have you and Dave Brink in mind for some of those spinoff titles.
Awesome. Yeah, Dave's great.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, back all the books.
So, is there anything you'd like to do for a wrap up?
Everybody have a fantastic week. Thank you for joining us. We had a lot of people in the chat tonight. Thanks so much for spending time with us. We will see you next week, and rock on. Be safe.
All right. And for Jackknife there, because he asked for this last week, here you go. Here's Green Goblin outro. Thanks again for joining us, Mark.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Fuck these hoes. I'm going Green Goblin. I'm the real stepper, real Margiela diaper, laxative money. Real Margiela diaper, laxative money. Cocaine. I just extended the cocaine. I'm the realest. I'm the realest ever. The boa constrictor, prohibition money. Going Green Goblin mode. I'm going Green Goblin mode. Going Green Goblin mode. I'm going Green Goblin mode. Fuck these hoes. Fuck these hoes. She let me bust on her face. Freaky girl giving nicks, nuts all over the place. Sipping on lean. Make me wanna go back to sleep. AP on my wrist. I got the Bugatti, Maserati, Ferrari. Going Green Goblin mode. I'm going Green Goblin mode. Going Green Goblin mode. I'm going Green Goblin mode. Fuck these hoes. Fuck these hoes.
Ingratiating goblins in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin.